Hello, welcome back to Organic Intelligence. Today I'm joined by Nathan. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Nathan. I'm a sophomore studying chemistry and data science at Berkeley.
Awesome. So let's get right into it. So I was kind of like going over your LinkedIn, and I noticed you were a store manager for CalBricks, and I wanted to see, being a chem major, right?
Yeah.
How that sort of tied into your right now your current venture, which is social media. And so, can you dive into a little bit what being the store manager looks like?
Yeah, so CalBreaks was originally like a side project of mine. I'm from the Bay Area, so I go home pretty often. And so uh, when I went home, one time I noticed there was a lot of like my old toys that my brother and I used to play with, and they were just like sitting in the attic, and I wanted to at least like sell them. And obviously, the easiest way to do that was through eBay. So I quickly looked into like making an eBay store. And then coincidentally, at that time, also, my uncle had a storage unit of a lot of vintage toys from like the 1990s to like 2000s that he wanted to get rid of. And so it's like a huge storage unit, which is why my store has like a lot of different, just random crap from like 1990s. Um, but yeah, so I'm getting a cut from selling that. That's how a lot of my supply comes in. And being the store manager of Calbreaks really helped me build up the skills for mainly like inventory management, also like communication, also time management, because having to go to college and also work on this store has been a pretty rewarding but really big time commitment. But yeah, it's been really fun looking at all these like toys and Legos that I've only dreamed of seeing when I was in like kindergarten, first grade. But yeah.
Awesome. And so, can we talk a little bit about your social media like venture and creating videos? I know you're on day 12 as of recording this video.
Yeah, so I started like a personal brand channel like 12 days ago from the recording of this video, and so uh, one of my best friends from middle school, he's actually the one helping me with the camera, and also just he was the one that introduced me to this idea. And so I mainly started it as a way to improve my confidence and also improve my ability to just talk in general, because I feel like that's something that is important no matter what career path you're going for. Being able to talk, being able to sell yourself, and being able to just being able to talk about something in a coherent and in a engaging way. And so I started this personal brand without like basically any a lot of the questions still unanswered. It was like almost like a spontaneous decision. I was helping my friend film an ad for one of his clients, and he was just like, "You should just start making videos." And I'm like, "Okay." And so I started making these videos and after I made the first video, I was quickly like, "Oh my god, like what are all my friends gonna think about me? This is like so cringe." I really wanted to like take it down and stop. But then after like day 5, day 6, I realized not many people cared, or and if they did, it was more either supportive or giving you like actual constructive feedback on how you can make your videos more engaging, on how they would care more about your videos. And so I realized like it's not that deep. And also the questions that I had and answer, like how was I gonna do this while doing the chem major, while doing all my clubs. um it's As long as you care about it, you definitely will have the time to do it, and as long as you enjoy it, it won't feel like a burden. And so basically the time I spend doom scrolling is now turned into this time that I'm using making this video. So yeah.
Awesome. So, going into the videos, what was the idea behind it, and what is the personal brand that you're trying to put out there?
Yeah, so the main personal brand I'm trying to put out is I want to portray myself as like an investor slash like money managed person that isn't necessarily like studying econ or studying business. So it's just more of like a like kind of like an amateur like investor kind of in college kind of person. A lot of my more recent videos are about like a lot of my experiences. Like my best video so far is about how at 2 a.m. while I was studying for chem midterm, my friend just called me and just told me to buy this like meme stock. Like, and I was really tired, so I actually bought it, and I'm up on it. But it made me realize just that like the main takeaway from that was that I realized after like really thinking about what I was doing was that even if I'm making money, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm doing the right thing. And I think that applies to not just investing, but a lot of aspects of life. And so a lot of these realizations I have as I go through my investing decisions, as I go through my life, I like to put on this channel so I can just reflect And then also I like to make just like fun skits and stuff. Like my last two videos were just they were the same video, but it was just like a skit that I had made.
Awesome. So like professionally, how does this all tie in? Being a chem major and doing like creating these videos and creating this personal brand. Like where do you want to go with this?
Yeah, so actually that's what one of my videos is about. But one of my videos was about why I'm a chem major, which a lot of people, even my closest friends, have asked me about. And so what I've realized is even though I don't have all the answers and I'm not quite sure how chem will play in my life, let's say 5 years from now, concretely, like, sure, it's helpful for engineering, for some engineering jobs. Sure, it's helpful for STEM in general, but I'm not even sure if I want to pursue that as of right now. But what I do know is that through chemistry and even like this dates back all the way to high school. Like I was very interested in chemistry even in high school. And uh, even starting from then, a lot of my best friends and a lot of my greatest like points of like personal and personal development have been through either chem class, studying chem, like a summer program that I did in 11th grade that was chemistry related led me to meeting so many of my friends at Berkeley now. And so even now, like a lot of the friends that I've made have been, and like the strength that I've built, like the toughness I've built through college, have all been just through my chem major. And so even though I'm not quite sure how chem will explicitly play a role in my life, it definitely already has a very big and positive impact on my life now. So I don't see a point in switching.
Awesome. And so you kind of touched upon how you met your friends through your chem
Yeah.
classes. So how'd you go about building community in college and creating the network that you have now?
Yeah, so a lot of actually I'm pretty close with a lot of my friends from high school, but it was a lot of them I met at a chemistry program, or like I was studying chemistry at that program, they were studying engineering and stuff, but I would count that as like me pursuing chemistry and meeting connections and meeting friends as a result of that. But purely from in college, in freshman fall, I joined Alpha Chi Sigma, which is the professional chemistry fraternity. And so joining this club really helped me build like a community of people that I had at least one thing in common, which was that we all studied chemistry. Also, probably took like similar math classes. And so having this like kind of camaraderie, like, oh yeah, we're taking the same tests. Oh yeah, we're studying for the same thing. And then also we find out that we have other things in common. Really helped me build like a community of people that I could really depend on because we're all like struggling through the same thing, and also study with. So yeah.
And so, kind of tying into like the cultural aspirations, I know that you were part of the TSA, the Taiwanese Student Association. So how has that played a role in your college career so far?
Yeah, so over this summer, I took 61A, but I also went to Taiwan over the summer. And so I haven't been to Taiwan for like 6 years. And even though I would probably say I'm American first because I lived here like all my life. I'm also definitely Taiwanese. So when I went back and made some new friends, met some like old friends, I realized that I really want to like connect with my culture, like I would say again because I think during high school I kind of was just very focused on getting into college, a lot of my STEM and a lot of just like my English stuff because I had to do college apps and stuff. And so I wanted to hone in and get back into like learning more and connecting with people of my culture. And so that's why I joined TSA. And even though I would say Taiwanese Student Association doesn't really help me like that much professionally, it's really helped me find a community of people that are like I can relate to since we've all had like similar like upbringing, similar. One of my best friends in Taiwanese Student Association is actually my friend from middle school, and so it's really helped me find like a community of people that I can like not always focus on academics and really like relax.
I definitely agree. Like thinking that it might not seem like it's gonna help professionally right now, but I feel like it creates a broader network, like
Yeah,
these
yeah,
cultural clubs
definitely.
that you could pull on, and like I feel like it's something that if you're interested in joining a cultural club, you should definitely look into and not like brush it aside. And so, kind of like talking about all this, you have so many things going on. How do you take the time for yourself, and what do you do like for fun?
Yeah, so actually, this ties into kind of like what my content creation is about. But I actually do find a lot of joy in just like looking at new companies, finding like new strategies that are just in general for investing that are more hands off. And then also working on my store is something that I actually find or that I find relaxing. And so those are the things I do when I'm not doing homework, when I'm not working on like either CalSol, which is one of the clubs I'm part of, or stuff for like creating content because that is honestly pretty stressful because all the editing involved.
Yeah.
But yeah, besides that, I really like hanging out with my friends in both the Chem Frat and also TSA. Um, they usually a lot of these clubs, a lot of cultural slash like frats host a lot of like social events, and also just I just like hanging out with the people that are like outside of just an event, just hanging out and talking to them. I live at the Chem Frat house, so it's very easy for me to talk to people in the frat. And so yeah.
Doubling back and going back to the entrepreneur side, I know that you recently announced that you're going to create a poster business. So what's that look like?
Yeah, so one of me and my or my friend and I, who are both making content together, we're launching a like street style poster business, or yeah, a street style poster business which uses art from college students who are really, I would say, tapped into more like what Gen Z's into, what like pop culture that we're into, and making like original art pieces that are that reflect that. And we got this idea because one when my friend saw like some like cool designs on Pinterest that he wanted to print out, but he realized that it was like such a hassle to like print out the poster, frame it, and stuff. So we want to make that obviously like a more streamlined process. Uh, and then also a lot of the posters that I see online nowadays, I feel like are very like kind of just uninspiring, and also just there's like a lot of like obviously everybody's using AI, so there's a lot of that kind of saturation in there, and so we really want to like go back into more like the creative expression, tap back into more like of the creative expression part of like what college students can do, or maybe what other independent artists can do. So yeah.
Awesome. And so, where did you guys come up with the idea? Like, what you come up with the idea, and then how do you like execute? So, what's like going into that?
Yeah, so first we had to obviously find an artist, which we do. He's in New York right now, but he's a Berkeley student. He's taking a gap semester, but we really liked his art, so we just reached out, and he's gonna work with us on our first poster drop.
You talked about how it's going to be kind of tying into the pop culture that Gen Z is
Oh
interested in.
yeah.
So how is that going to work with like the pop? Like, are you gonna like collaborate with like popular brands, or are you gonna have your own spin on things?
I think we're definitely gonna work more on like the or so our first, I'll just let you know, our first drop is gonna be like kind of like K-pop posters, because I feel like there's a lot of like me included, and also my co-founder included, we're very into like K-pop. But then a thing is, we don't really like, obviously I love K-pop, but I wouldn't want like a poster of like just like six girls on my wall. I don't know, that's just like a little OD. um, Regardless of how much of a fan I am of them.
Yeah.
So our art is more, the art that we want to make is more like, obviously if you were a fan you would immediately recognize it, but if you were just another person that wasn't sure, that wasn't a fan, quite a fan of the group, you would just look at it and think, oh, that's just a cool art piece. And that's the kind of like uh style that we're going to go for, at least for the first drop. And so it's going to be like street style K-pop inspired posters that aren't like explicitly like, oh, this is their face, because um like that's not something that I would want on my wall.
Talking about all these things, like what drives your passion in doing all of them? Like, what's your lights your spark?
I would say I definitely found this out like especially a year ago when I first started CalBricks. When you like wait for your answers for like waiting for like basically what I said in my video. When you wait for like the rain to clear, and wait for like all the answers to be all the questions to be answered, such as, oh, how are you gonna do this? What are the logistics? How are you like gonna manage it with your time? How are you gonna do this? You kind of just sabotage yourself. You don't really you kind of sabotage yourself from doing what you like actually want. And so what I've realized as I've started these ventures like CalBricks, my poster business, even joining TSA, is that just hopping in and then figuring out figuring out the answers to the questions as you go is a lot better of a way, because you're never gonna find out the answers until you actually do it. And then even if you fail, you've learned so much in the process, so it's never a loss. And so I feel like that's definitely something that's been a common theme for my college career, at least right now, and is something that I hope will continue as I go out through college.
Awesome. So thank you so much for taking the time. I know it's kind of a shorter podcast on my end, but once everything gets set in motion, if you ever want to come back to kind of update the viewers on your progress, then you're more than welcome to come back. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, see you guys in the next one.